How's it going, YouTube? It's Eric here again, and today I got another video of Warzone for you, and this time we're talking about the state of Warzone and what Activision needs to do in order to fix it. Right now, it's being run rampant with AUG users, FFAR users, and the CAR 98. That's all anybody's ever using. 99% of the loadouts you'll see one of those three guns. And the main problem is the Cold War guns, they are just too powerful, and everybody's running them simply because they want to make the Cold War sales go up. And the first thing that needs to be addressed is how powerful these guns are and the reason why everybody's using them. If you guys have been around since the beginning of Warzone, you know that all sorts of metas have been developed. You've seen the Bruin meta, the Grau meta, Kilo, you got the MP5, you got the shotguns, and they've all been fixed by Treyarch. And for a brief period of time, right in the middle of Season 1 or the end of Season 1, you would have noticed that there wasn't really a meta. Nobody really understood what was happening. Nobody knew what gun was the most powerful, and it was honestly a fun time in Warzone. It was fun being able to try out all sorts of guns and not feel stressed out about not using the meta weapon, being outgunned by, you know, a DMR, a Grau, Kilo, AUG, FFAR. It was nice being able to experiment with all the different guns, and that was the best balancing that Activision had in Warzone for a while. But now with this AUG and FFAR meta, the time to kill is just really fast. With the Kilo and the Grau meta, the time to kill for those guns was probably about 500 to 600 milliseconds. With the AUG, if you're landing at least one headshot, no matter what range it is, you're killing within 450 milliseconds. If you're landing more than one headshot, it's even faster than that. And, you know, I can't even tell you about the FFAR. It's just the best assault rifle that is better than every gun up close. Better than all the SMGs, better than all the other assault rifles, LMGs out there. The only thing it gets beat by is probably the shotgun if you're within 5 meters. But this gun is just an absolute monster, and it needs to get nerfed as well. I'm maybe not, you know, anything too drastic, but just so the SMGs are at least, you know, better than it at close range. Because right now, it just beats out all the SMGs. And what Activision needs to do is it needs to stop buffing all these weapons up. They need to nerf the super powerful guns like the AUG and the FFAR, and they need to buff all the weapons that nobody is ever using. As you can see here, this is the list of guns that I never see anybody use ever. Nobody uses, you know, the RPD. Nobody uses any of the LMGs besides maybe the Bruin and the PKM. All the other LMGs are complete trash. Nobody uses any of the assault rifles besides maybe the M4 Grau and the AMAX. But nobody uses the SCAR, the Odin anymore. Most of the Modern Warfare guns are out of date, and they just don't compete with the Cold War guns. And even the Cold War guns themselves, I see nobody using. None of the SMGs anymore besides the MAC-10. The Bullfrog's out of use. KSP's out of use. They need to be buffing the guns that nobody uses. Surely Activision has some statistics on it, on, you know, what people or what guns people are using in these games. But, you know, they shouldn't try to buff everything. I know everybody keeps saying, you know, buff. We need more buffs instead of nerfs. Nobody likes nerfs. Nerfs just have a negative connotation to them. But there's a concept called power creep, and a lot of games have fallen victim to this. And what power creep is that the companies or the developers, they continually keep buffing everything, whether it's characters. Things like, you know, Overwatch have had problems with this, where they keep buffing everything so, you know, the time to kill or all the characters, everything about them is better, and so everything plays at a super fast pace. Now with Call of Duty, what this would mean is, say we didn't nerf the AUG and the FFAR, we just buffed all the other guns. The time to kill would be tremendously fast for all of the guns. Everything would kill within, 400 milliseconds, which is, I think the average reaction time for a human is 200 milliseconds. So that leaves you 200 milliseconds of action for your player to move out of the way of the bullets, which just isn't possible. And what power creep is when everything gets too powerful, it just ruins the game. Because if these guns are killing too fast, if everything is killing too fast, you're basically just going to be playing hardcore, but in Warzone. And I don't think anybody's wants that. People don't want the hyper realistic settings of this game like it's in Battlefield. This is Call of Duty. People want to run and gun. People want to not die within 2 bullets or within, unreactable times. So nerfs need to be made to the top guns, and you need to be buffing up the guns nobody uses. That's what I believe the current state of Warzone needs to change, is buffing up the guns nobody uses and nerfing the OP guns. At least, either make it have more recoil. Like the FFAR could definitely use recoil. If you're looking at this gameplay that I've got going on here, I kill people with the FFAR from quite a bit distance away. And the FFAR, or not the FFAR, the AUG, it kills so fast. In Plunder, it just annihilates people. I haven't felt like I've killed people this fast in a while. The Growl certainly did not brew, and none of the Modern Warfare guns killed this fast. You could take this equivalent to like the DMR. The DMR is probably worse than the AUG, but you saw how that worked. They nerfed it, and then after the DMR nerfed, it was in a state of zen. All of the guns were usable. So I hope you guys agree with me here. I know it's kind of a hot take because nobody likes nerfs. Everybody just wants to buff everything up. A power creep is a real thing. But if nothing is to be done with this, it's just frustrating not using any gun that's not the AUG or the FFAR. Especially for players like me who are just kind of, a little above average or average players. You're forced to use the same guns over and over again if you want to have a chance of winning. I know all the other YouTubers got them clickbait titles saying this is the next best gun, using some second tier weapon like the Bullfrog, the Krieg, the M16, but nothing compares to the AUG or the FFAR. So something needs to be done with these guns here. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments. Comment down below what guns I should try out that aren't, the AUG or the FFAR, because clearly we've seen enough of those. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to do more commentary / analysis like this, simply because I've been struggling trying to get, any sort of, gameplay with any guns that aren't the AUG or the FFAR. And I know I may just be trash, but it's honestly not fun using a different gun than these two, because all the other guns just feel like they kill so slow compared to these 2 guns. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay. I go off in Plunder. This is like my first game in Plunder in so long. I'm just playing randoms. I wasn't really communicating with them, but it was a whole clan of 3 people, and I get around like 20 some kills, and they all get like 5 and 3 kills, which I thought was hilarious. So I hope you guys have a nice day, and thank you so much for watching.
Turn your shitty music off.